MCC has just announced the teams for their next tournament, the Ender Cup, in collaboration with Minecraft for their 15th birthday. I'm the Minecraft event analyst, and today I'm going to be analysing all of the teams and giving my predictions for the event at the end. So without wasting any more time, the first team that was announced was the Red Rabbits, consisting of H-Bomb, Captain Sparkles, False Symmetry, and Catherine Elizabeth. This team is very well rounded, with no major weaknesses, which will definitely help them in this event. However, one game I think they might struggle in is Sky Battle, as they don't have a strong Sky Battle leader, with H-Bomb and Captain both only succeeding in the past if they are already on a strong Sky Battle team. I also think it will be very interesting to see how good Catherine does, as she hasn't been in since MCC 14. One game they are definitely strong in is Hole in the Wall, as H-Bomb is one of the best in this event at Hole in the Wall, and having False and Captain as second and third frags is very scary. The next team is the Orange Ocelots, consisting of Hannah, Jem, Amesy, and Captain Buffy. This team reminds me a lot of MCC 24 Sire, which is definitely a good thing as they will have great vibes and have a good time throughout the event. This will also translate into some of the games, and a game they would definitely be scary in is survival games, as Hannah is a very good survival games player and leader, and their entire team has very good PvP experience to help back her up. However, I can see them struggling a bit in the more individual-based movement games like Parkour Warrior, as this team is definitely stronger in PvP than movement, and it could be difficult for them to get points individually compared to the S tiers in the event. Then we have the Yellow Yaks, consisting of Fire Breathman, Jimmy, Scar, and Gucky. This team is very strong on paper, as it has Shane as well as 3 very experienced players, which gives them an edge against teams with new or returning players. A good example of this is Grid Runners, as Shane is very good at leading his team in Grid Runners, and having 3 other players who are all familiar with the rooms is a massive advantage. However, they might struggle in a game like survival games, as Shane doesn't have the best history in leading his teams in the game, and the rest of his team aren't known for being leaders in PvP games. Next up is the Lime Llamas, consisting of Smallish Beans, Grian, Dan TDM, and Impulse. This team is definitely a fan favourite, with both Grian and Dan returning on the same team. However, this does mean that this team is very inexperienced compared to others, and it will be up to Joel to lead this team in most of the games. An example of a game they would do well in is Grid Runners, as the Hermits will all know a lot about the game, which will help them get the edge over the other teams. However, I can definitely see them struggling in a game like Ace Race, as although Joel can probably get top 10, the rest of the team will definitely struggle due to it not being Impulse's best game and Grian and Dan having a lack of experience with Ace Race. The last team from day 1 was the Green Geckos, consisting of Fruitberries, Saikuno, Janet, and Blau. This team is a very interesting team dynamic, with Fruitberries leading a team of friends who don't play in MCC often. Their best games will definitely be the ones where they can rely on Fruit to lead the team, which is why I think Sky Battle will be a good game for them, as Fruit is a very good Sky Battle player and has led numerous teams to victory in the game. However, I think they'll struggle in games like Hole in the Wall, as they won't be familiar with non-vanilla experiences, and Fruit won't be able to teach them very easily unless they practice. The next team that was announced was the Cyan Coyotes, consisting of CPK, Philza, Michaela, and Elena. This team will be very interesting, with the return of Phil being the key decisive factor for this team's success, as if Phil can play at the level he was at before taking a break from MCC, then this team will be a serious threat. An example of this is in Ace Race, as CBK is a top Ace Race player, and if Phil can get top 10 with Michaela and Elena's ability to get top half, then this team is very scary. However, one game they might struggle in is survival games, as they don't have a natural leader in PvP games and might struggle compared to the PvP skill of the other teams. Next we have the Aqua Axolotls, consisting of Jojo Solos, Shovel, Lizzie, and Afmao. This team is a very fun team, and it's very cool to see Lizzie and Afmao on the same team. However, this team will struggle in individual based games like Ace Race, as although Jojo is very good, Ace Race isn't Shelby's best game, and Lizzie and Afmao won't be familiar with the mechanics, so they will probably struggle to place highly. One game I think they will be scary in is Meltdown, as Jojo has led many teams to do very well in this game, and Trouble is also very skilled with a bow, as we saw in MCC 35, so they can definitely do well in this game. Then we have the Blue Bats, consisting of Tommy Innit, Tubbo, Piso, and Eloise. This team might be the most unpredictable of the whole event, as if they try to win, they can be very scary if Tommy can reach his placements he got in Season 1 and 2, but if they play more for fun, then they will probably place lower. One game I see them doing well in is survival games, as Tommy and Turbo both have done very well in SG before, and I don't see why that would change in this event. I do think they will struggle in a game like Parkour Warrior, as this team is definitely better in PvP than movement, and Turbo is the only person on this team who has much experience with the game, so they will probably struggle in it. Next up is the Purple Pandas, consisting of Scott, Pearl, Whip, and Becky. This team is very cool, as all of the players are on a very similar skill level, which is rare to see in MCC. This will translate well in games like Get to the Other Side, as they will all place above average in the game, so they will be able to get a lot of team bonuses, which is really impactful for scoring in that game. One game I think they might struggle in is Sky Battle, as they don't have a natural PvP leader, and I could see them being targeted for seeming like a weak team, which is a big reason why teams struggle in Battle Royale style PvP games. The last team is the Pink Parrots, consisting of Purpled, Tina, Toast, and John. This team is very similar to Green, with a strong leader with a bunch of OTV and Friends creators. However, Toast and John played in MCC 27 and did really well, especially in Meltdown, which I think they will succeed in once again, as Purpled is a very good leader in Meltdown and will help them dominate once again. However, like Green, I think they will struggle in the individual games like Hole in the Wall, especially as Tina and Purpled haven't had the best history with the game in the past, but I could see Purple training this team, so they can do very well. And these are my predictions for the Ender Cup. I've put Yellow first, Cyan second, Pink third, Orange fourth, Red fifth, Purple sixth, Green seventh, Blue eighth, Aqua ninth, and Lime 10th. I've put Lime last because they are balanced, a bit weaker than the other teams, and their best games like Buildmart and Mingo aren't in the event. I have Aqua in 9th because although Jojo is a very good player, I think this team might try and play more for fun to make Aphmau's first event more enjoyable. Blue is in 8th because I do think they will play for fun and so won't be trying as hard as the other teams, and I do think Tommy will still be a bit rusty. I have Green in 7th because I think it will be hard for Fruit to lead this team with Blau being new and the fact that I don't think this team will want to practice as much as others. I have Purple and Red in 6th and 5th because they are pretty all-rounded, but I think they might struggle to do well in the high-scoring PvP games. I have Orange 4th because I think they have a lot of their best games in the event, including the PvP games, and they will probably have the best synergy this event. I have Pink in 3rd because I think Purple will train John and Toast, as I think this team is very competitive, but I haven't got them in top 2 as I think it's a little bit weak compared to Cyan and Yellow. I have Cyan 2nd because CPK and Phil is a very scary duo, and Elena and Miguel have both been improving a lot recently, so I think this team will be able to do well in most games. And finally, I have Yellow in 1st because giving Shane a full team of recurring players in this event is very strong, and I can see them getting top 5 in most games. Thank you for watching. If you disagree with my predictions, which you probably will, feel free to put yours in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. This is the Minecraft Event Analyst signing out. Goodbye.